This is Lisa from Mobile Tech Review, and this is the Samsung Instinct HD for Sprint. This is the third Instinct that we've seen so far in Sprint. First there was the Instinct S30, which was a slightly smaller version, and now the HD, which is called HD because it has an optional TV out cable for HD display, and it can shoot HD video at 1280 by 720 pixels, an impressive 30 fps. Fortunately, Sprint bundles a 4 gig micro SD card, which lives underneath the battery door here. So you do have to pull out the battery to remove that, or you can use the mass storage mode and the USB cable that's included. Here's the 5 megapixel camera lens here with the flash. Here you've got the video out port. Again, that cable is optional, it's not included. This is the camera shutter button. So USB port right here. And here you have your volume rockers and your voice dialing button. Up here, the power button and the 3.5mm stereo headphone jack. Let's compare the Instinct HD to the HTC Hero, which is Android Google smartphone. So you can see they're about the same size, and they're pretty similar in weight also. It's a very simply designed phone. As you can see, you have slide to unlock here for the screen. And this is the main screen. You can customize this and put the applications that you like here, and you can also switch between a listing view, which is pretty easy to scroll through, and the block icon view. It's a really well-loaded phone. You've got Sprint navigation on here, you've got a YouTube player, Sprint TV, Sprint radio, and some social messaging applications. There's an application that handles Facebook, Twitter, and MySpace. And we'll take a look at that a little bit later. Music player. And Opera 9.7 for the web browser. And this is your bookmarks page right here. Of course, you can change those as you see fit. And you can also add bookmarks to your favorites screen, much like the original Instinct and the Instinct S30. So we've added USA TV channel here, and we can add a bookmark just by doing that. Pretty simple. So you can see you can add a music playlist, applications, TV channels, radio stations, email, and the web bookmarks. Let's take a look at the Opera web browser. And this again shows you thumbnail bookmarks for your startup, but you can put in a page of your choice. Now the portrait keyboard is a little bit strange. It's just an A, B, C, D right across. But if you switch to landscape mode, you get the normal QWERTY. And this keyboard's great. It's really easy to use, and it has haptic feedback. We have www and .com shortcuts built in. And this is using Sprint's EVDO Rev-A 3G connection. It's pretty fast. The reception on the phone is just It's not one of the stronger Sprint phones that we've seen for reception, but it's about mid-level to maybe a little bit less. So we have Opera, much like it looks on a Windows Mobile touchscreen phone. Gives you an initial zoomed out view, so text is going to be hard to read. You have to zoom in. Tapping, and then text is very sharp and readable, and the scrolling is smooth and fast enough, and it's easy to control. This is a resistive touch screen, not a capacitive screen, so there's no multi-touch, there's no pinch zooming here. So all in all, that's a good looking web browser. This is a half VGA 320 by 480 pixel display, so it's a pretty good size for web browsing. And we'll take a look at YouTube next. So here we are on the YouTube site. This is a mobile player. This is not full flash YouTube. Alright, let's just pick something random here. As you can see, it plays back full screen in landscape mode. Well, it looks and sounds pretty good. Now I'll take a look at Sprint TV. Now we'll just pick our shortcut to USA full episodes. Again, this plays back in full screen. By Sprint TV standards, so far we found the performance is pretty good without much pausing for buffering and without much pixelation. Obviously the speaker is very loud.
It's so loud.
Like it. Wanna dance, Frankie?
Frankie don't dance. Neither do I. No. I can't do this.
And this, of course, also has Sprint Radio and their NFL service. Reminders. And you slide to make that go. In fact, you slide to end phone calls. Those of you who've had the original Instinct will be happy to know there is a proximity sensor now. When you make a phone call and you put the phone to your face, it knows to turn off the screen. You can touch the screen with your cheek and it won't accidentally press any buttons. As soon as you move the phone away from your face, the screen becomes active again. Let's take a quick look at navigation. We've got both Sprint navigation here and we've got Google Maps too. So you're not tied to using just Sprint navigation, though you're probably going to get this with one of Sprint's everything plans, and navigation is included with that plan. So you've got your usual telenav interface. Telenav is the power behind Sprint navigation. So you've got your maps, your driving directions, you can search for POIs, and so on. Let's see how quickly it can find us. It's pretty quick. We just booted up the phone, so this is a cold start, which is very good. Nothing happens when you rotate the phone. It doesn't use the accelerometer that's built into the phone to rotate the display. Alright, let's take a quick look at the social networking application here. It's one application that handles Facebook, Twitter, and MySpace. And we have set up Twitter, so let's take a look at how that is. And we already had Twitter running just previously, so it logs in pretty quickly. The first time you log in, it's a bit slow though. So here's all tweets from all my friends. And you can click on somebody to get their bio, to reply. Make something your favorite. If you want to put a status in here, just type like that. Probably want to switch to the QWERTY mode. And you can attach a picture if you want. So it's a pretty reasonable client. You can switch between the home view, replies, messages, and you can also search. Not bad. This has email. It has support for Exchange. In fact, when you get going and start email for the first time, there's a wizard that takes you through. And you can also set up AOL, AIM, Hotmail, several popular kinds of email. Gmail is supported too. So if you choose work email, you have Exchange or Other. Exchange will set up your Exchange server. Other uses the Sprint mobile email connector. So you don't directly enter your settings in there. You use the Sprint service to do that. A couple of other cool things. We've got a world clock here. If you want to add one, you just do it like so. If you want to delete one, you just hit the trash can, and you can delete all or delete some. Delete that one, and then you slide. Again, everything is sort of like the iPhone. It's using that slider, but it uses the slider metaphor more often than the iPhone does. In fact, if you're on a call, you have to actually slide to end the call. Let's take a look at the phone. There is no real super quick way to dial here, so you can hit the phone symbol there and you can go to your speed dial, your contacts, recent calls, voicemail, and dialer. So we'll just call customer service. And then you tap there so you can see what the interface is like. So if you need the dialer, you can bring that Up there, you can mute it. You can get a phone info. You can go to your contact. And if you want to end the call, you don't just tap there, you actually have to slide. And that's the Samsung Instinct HD for Sprint. This is available in Sprint stores on October 11th, and it'll be available at Best Buy on the 27th. It sells for $250 after rebates.